Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
Welcome to 2025.
Yeah.
This is our first time we're recording for the new year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So let's start with what you're glad to leave behind in 2024, moving into 2025. I just sprung this on you, so I will go first.
Please.
Okay. Yeah, please do.
What I would like to leave in 2024 is drama.
Yeah.
Family drama, life drama, just drama in general.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to leave any negativity and any bad habits in 2024. And I think that's good for me, what I'm going to leave in 2024. And then then we'll talk about what we're going to do for 2025.
All right. All right. So I'd like to leave my own internal drama in 2024. I feel like they say in like your grieving process, when you get to like the third, fourth year, it's kind of like almost like your turning point. So I feel like I'm kind of at this turning point with personally with my own family drama and goings on and loss, and I feel like I'm ready to start the new chapter of whatever it is that moving forward that my middle-aged life is now going to be. It's kind
It
of
sounds great.
Try.
Yeah.
You try your best, and
Yeah, that's all we can do, right?
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, your best.
I agree. I'll leave all the negativity behind and like focusing on what other people think, and not just me, other people in my life, like focusing on what other people think of them, and doesn't matter. Just worry about yourself.
Well, you've heard me say this, but the older you get, because Wendy and I are a little older. Oh, yeah, we're old. We're older than Kelly.
I'm in your decade now, so let's ease
Yeah.
up on the old.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But, I have always said that the older you get, the less fucks you give.
For sure.
Because really the goal is to be a good person, not necessarily a nice person.
Right.
Because
I agree with that.
You can be a good person and not always be nice. So sometimes,
or too nice or overly nice.
That's what I'm saying
where you're
to you.
actually letting people take advantage of you.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You can still be a good person and a nice person without sacrificing everything about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I completely agree with that.
As women, as wives, as mothers, that's just what you automatically do. You do give, and you're always, very concerned about the rest of the people in your life and in your family. You definitely always put everybody else first, and there's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. There's nothing wrong with that, because you can do that and still be a good and a nice person, and you could still support your family and your friends and everything else. You could still do that, but you just don't have to be this sacrificial lamb all the time. That's Jesus's job.
That's right.
It's just, you don't have to take it.
Right. I don't want to take it.
No.
I completely agree.
And I'm trying to do dry January, but I'm 4 days in and I'm already having an internal struggle.
Well, shit happens.
It's all right. I'm going to power through. But next Saturday night, we are going to dinner with friends, and I do plan on having a glass of wine. But other than that, I'm going to try to stay true and power through.
And you know what? That's really about, it's not necessarily about not drinking. It's about you. It's about proving that you can do something.
It's willpower.
For you. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so all you got to do is try. That's all.
I said it to Eric today. I'm like, I'm actually contemplating having a drink tonight on the podcast, and I'm literally 4 days into this. I'm like, I don't know how the hell you've gone 3 years.
Yeah, well,
Yes, and everyone has their own journey, right? And everyone's journey is not, most people's, it's not a straight line, right? It's not a straight line. There's
Not a
dips,
straight
there's
line.
valleys, there's turns, there's, drop offs, there's craziness. I'm the kind of person, I've never ever made a New Year's resolution. I personally, just for me, that's me. I just personally don't believe in them. If you do, that's great and more power to you. I learned a couple things in life and some pretty important things I learned, believe it or not, and I still use these philosophies today. I learned them through Weight Watchers. I used to go to Weight Watchers, the meetings every single week. And I went there. I used to say it was the cheapest therapy around. Now I just go to therapy. So there's that. But I used to
We
say it's
can't find a meeting anymore since COVID. So
yeah. And there was a specific leader that I really liked and I would always find inspiration from. But one of the things that I learned that has resonated with me and stayed with me is if your cup isn't full, you can't help anybody else. Like when you're on the plane, they tell you to put on your air mask first before you help somebody else. I've always, always, always tried to do that. I do put myself first. I'm not afraid to say, you know what, I'm going to get my nails done. I have an appointment for a massage. I'm closing my door and locking it, and I'm having me time in my own bedroom. I deserve it. I've earned it. I don't need to explain it to anybody. So I encourage people to do that. And the other thing that I learned from Weight Watchers that I carry through to this day is, if you do decide to do something, whether it is dry January or one of my coworkers said that they weren't going to curse for the new year, and they
difficult,
right.
Very difficult.
They had cursed and we were joking about it because it was funny. But I was like, listen, one of the other Weight Watchers things I learned was when you drop an egg on the floor, you drop an egg on the floor and you clean it up. You don't take the rest of the dozen and throw it on the floor. Just because you make one slip up doesn't mean you can't go forward.
That's true.
If
Yeah.
if your goal is dry January and you have a drink, who cares? Who cares? Like you made that goal. This is your journey. You do what you want with it. If you decide to give up cursing and you curse, okay. So you made a slip up, keep moving forward. If you want to, if you don't want to and you say, screw it, I don't want to stop cursing. Yeah. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Then go ahead.
And release. I feel like it's like a release.
Curse all you want. Like do what makes you feel good. Do what brings you joy. And then, not that I learned this in Weight Watchers, I think I learned this through therapy. The other really important thing I'm taking into 2025, because like I said, I'm not doing resolutions, is boundaries. I am setting very firm boundaries, and my boundaries are my boundaries. If you like them, fine. If you don't like them, fine. I'm setting my boundaries, and they are what they are. I encourage people to, one of the things I did is I was scrolling through Instagram or someplace, and it says something like daily affirmations. I was like, you know what? I could use some daily affirmations. So I put this app on my phone. It's on my home screen. I'm using the free version because I'm cheap. I'm not going to pay for anything.
Oh, yeah. You got to always go with the free version.
Yeah. But I've committed to, I get reminders every couple hours to look at my daily affirmations, and I scroll through them and I like the ones I like. And my kids were making fun of me, which I don't care. Make fun of me all you want.
Have at it.
But you know what? It's something I decided I wanted to do, and it's something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt anybody. If anything, it will be a little stop and think moment and breathing. That's the other thing I want to focus on this year is really deep, deep breathing. Inhaling and like holding it and like cleansing breaths to just try and kind of calm yourself and center yourself and just, feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something I definitely want to start doing again. I was doing it for a while and I fell off the wagon. Was listening to the meditation at night because I have a real problem sleeping. I have an old dog who I foolishly, let's just say this. Let's think about this today. People who have pets, you are I am an angel. I have pets. When you have pets, there's so much, they're like children. They bring so much joy, but they bring so much fucking work.
It's a lot of work.
Cleaning my house today. And the amount of hair is just freaking unbelievable.
So you have 2 cats and a dog.
And a dog.
And they all get along very well.
Oh, yeah. and 2 people with very long hair, my daughter and myself. Husband has no hair. But anyway,
He
so
has
I have
more than ours.
a very old dog who, if I ever get another dog, which I'm sure I will, I am never going to make the same mistake again. I let my dog, who's a small dog, sleep in the bed with us. And it's great. We love her. But now that she's old, it's in the bed, out of the bed, in the bed,
And
out
she
of the
can't
bed,
do
in
it on
the
her own.
It's a friggin' nightmare. So between that and my husband snoring, there's like no sleep.
I don't know why you
Sleep,
don't go sleep in that third bedroom.
sleep horrible. So I definitely want to start again with some meditation that I listen to. And I'm bringing this up because, Wendy, in that meditation, it really teaches you to do the breathing.
Yeah.
And it really
You
is
had
very
told me about
helpful.
that a couple of years ago, the Jason Stevenson, when I was having a hard time falling asleep for whatever reason, but they were very helpful. I would be asleep in less than 10 minutes and I would sleep. They go on for 3 hours.
Yes, they will
but
go on and on.
I would be asleep within 10 minutes and I would not wake up until my alarm came on.
See, like you and my husband, I could punch right in the face.
Please don't.
It takes me like an hour or 2 to fall asleep.
Even
And my
listening to
husband,
those,
yes. And my
if I
husband,
don't listen to those, it takes me longer. And Eric will come in. I always tell him I feel bad. I'm like, I hate when you and I go to sleep at the same time because normally I go to sleep earlier. He falls asleep in the recliner. So if he comes to bed when I go to bed, I'm like, fuck, because I know he's going to be snoring in the first 5 minutes and then I'm going to toss and turn for an hour.
Yeah. My husband comes in the bed and 5 minutes later, he's done. He's out. And I'm like, oh,
He's so angry.
so
That's
I wanna get back
interesting.
Meditation helped me.
Yeah. I want to get back on the meditation train.
Me too. Me too. One of the stylists that I work with at the salon just posted on Facebook. She and her family members went to a medium and she said, I highly recommend this person. She'll blow your mind. So I'm going to get her information because I would really like to do that.
Okay. That might be
If anybody
helpful
else is
for Mom.
interested.
That would be interesting.
I know my mom and sisters would do it as well.
Okay.
I'm open to new experiences, but I've always been open to try. I'm kind of game to try anything.
Yeah. I've never gone to one. Terry's gone to
I
one
haven't either.
a couple of times and my
you
Nana
haven't?
always comes through.
I have.
I never have.
Yeah.
I never have either.
Yeah, I have.
I never have either.
It's a really wild experience if you get somebody who's good. It's
Right.
very wild.
I
Yeah.
would only go to somebody if they were recommended. And this stylist, this nice girl, she just posted it. So I trust her.
Yeah, I don't know if the guy that I originally saw I don't even know if he's still alive, or if he's still doing it. But at the time, it was certainly interesting.
I would love for our listeners to comment on our post and let us know what they're doing for the new year, what they're going to be bringing into the new year and leaving behind from 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they could comment and give us what they're doing, we'd love to hear from them too. We love hearing from our listeners and letting us know like what their thoughts are about what we're talking about. And, if they have shared experiences like that we're talking about, we'd love to hear about those.
Except for, I'm going to say this, for some
I
reason,
don't care.
we have two male trolls. I'm like, you got to be.
Are you talking about the guy that
me.
said we should take the, because we did put the clip about Margaret supposedly giving us gift cards, which again, not true.
No.
And he said you should use them for makeovers. Did you see that one?
I
So I
think that's the guy.
responded to him. I said, send us gift cards and we gladly will get makeovers.
Well, yeah, we're on the makeover train.
Send us the gift cards, bro.
Sure. But I just think it's very funny that we have not 2 females, but we have two males. Yeah. Yeah. Let's be like Louis, like bot things. Yeah. So speaking of New Year's, I don't know if any of you saw this, but there's a post on social media that's Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper, and they are talking to, there's this famous DJ.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I just didn't know who it was. I gotcha.
This DJ Diplo, and I only saw the clip, and I don't stay up on New Year's Eve. I go to bed. I don't watch that stupid fucking ball. I have no interest. I'm going to bed.
No, how do you really feel?
That's how I really feel.
We had 2 cocktails together before, and then we all went to our respective homes at 9:30.
Yes.
I stayed at my prospective home and was invaded by strangers.
Yes. Yes.
So I went night.
Sure were.
I hid in my bedroom. Boundaries.
Yes.
Locked my door. I did watch Anderson and Andy, by the way.
Oh, you did?
I did.
So did you see this clip that I'm talking about or no?
I don't know what you're talking about, so tell me.
Okay. So
it might have happened before then.
It might have.
Okay. So I don't know what prefaced this conversation, but the clip begins with Andy saying to this person, Diplo, what's the most like conventional place that you've ever like dropped acid? Listing. So the guy goes, right now.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
Wait, really?
Anderson, the look on Anderson Cooper's face because he's so concerned.
He's so cute, though. His laugh is so
I
cute.
actually really do like Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper, he was giggling so hard. And the guy was like, yeah,
funny.
Like I microdosed on the helicopter ride over here. And Andy was just like, wait a second, what? It was really funny.
I did see that. It was very funny. I love Anderson and Andy together. I think they're so funny to watch. Andy keeps calling Anderson, oh, honey, sweetie. Like he's always trying to mother Anderson when Anderson is, like you said, the conservative one.
Yeah, like
Andy is they were making fun. They showed the clip of Andy dancing at the Grateful Dead concert. That fan had videoed him, and he had no idea that someone was, videoing him dancing.
Yeah.
And Anderson Cooper was like mortified, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I was just having fun. I was dancing at a concert. And they're just so polar opposite. And it's so funny that they're friends,
Tess goes, because we were watching it for a little bit, and Tess is like, what does Anderson Cooper do? Like, what's he like known for? I'm like, his mother was Gloria Vanderbilt. He don't have to do a fucking thing. He does, right?
He's a CNN. He's an anchor for CNN.
He's an anchor for CNN. Yeah. I said, I know he's on CNN, but he don't have to do a damn thing for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But exactly. I like him. I find him very likable.
Yeah, but I thought that was really cute. I just loved Anderson Cooper. Like, he just cracked up. Like, my God, I can't believe this is even happening.
The look on his face.
TV.
Because I mean, maybe, but I don't see him being the type to drop acid. I'm sure Andy Cohen does.
Yeah, I'm thinking no.
Tess was like, why would he even ask that? I'm like, because she sent me the clip. We didn't see it live, but she sent me the clip. I said, well, Andy's a big deadhead. Andy Cohen.
Definitely a big deadhead.
Maybe that's how it came about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's a huge...
Probably.
Yes,
probably.
He's a huge deadhead, and that's the concert he was dancing at. It was a Dead concert.
That's
yeah.
Okay. And another thing I want to talk about, this C word, Jennifer from Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm so sorry.
Jennifer
I don't like to throw that word out there. But girl, you're a C word.
She's a piece of shit, is what she is.
You're a biatch. I don't know.
She really is.
I'm sure our listening audience has seen the post of her in Newark Airport getting us, trying to order a sub from Jersey Mike's, but she is deplorable. Absolutely,
she is deplorable.
That's the word.
And who's this bitch standing next to her, co-signing everything she said?
I think it's her sister-in-law.
I thought it was her sister.
I think it's her sister-in-law.
It's not the girl that got married on the show. It's not the girl that they went to Turkey with.
I thought it was. Are you sure it's not?
Didn't look like her to me. Maybe. I could be wrong. I thought it was her sister.
I could be wrong, too. I thought it was her sister-in-law, but...
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
That person was co-signing everything she said, and it was disgusting. And you saw that the daughter clapped back?
Yeah, I reposted that on our...
Yeah, the 80-year-old mother.
She's really like 62.
I'm sure she's not 80. I mean, come
on.
Her
daughter Rose, she's actually 62. I think 62 or 52. I think she's probably 62. But she's a 62-year-old real housewife, supporting her family.
Right. Getting up every day, working hard.
Right. Going to work, making the fucking sandwiches at Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
And you know what? Shout out to Jersey Mike's because we love some Jersey Mike's.
Well, we do, but I think Jersey Mike's needs to roll tape and let their employees pursue some kind of harassment.
I was looking online at some comments from social media posts, and I had made a post. I had commented on somebody's post and said, in the words of Danielle, "You're dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You're dirty."
Could you imagine
So
being her kids?
no. So people were saying that they need Danielle and Marge need to have like some kind of collaboration with Jersey Mike's.
For sure.
Oh,
Well, Danielle did clap back about it. Did you
Oh,
see?
yeah.
And I think I might have reposted it too. She clapped back, as she should have, because that was ridiculous what Jen Aiden did, to speak to anybody that way and the people in line. And like the daughter said, listen, if you have to say you're a celebrity,
you're
guess
not.
what? You are not.
Damn straight.
If you
You are
have to,
not a celebrity.
exactly, you are not a celebrity. And so she was going to Canada, and she had a connecting flight, and there was a problem with her connecting flight. That's where she was flying to, out of Newark. And she was able to Karen herself on to the flight because they landed late and they barely made it, but she was able to Karen herself onto that flight. But they told her luggage was going to have to go on another flight, and she had a change of clothes in her carry-on. Well, their carry-on wouldn't fit in the overhead, so they made her check it. And her luggage, according to her air tag, is at her first stop.
So
Is right.
That's
Well,
what I
her
call
kids must have been with her
karma.
on this trip, right? Because I think that was the problem. Her son, somebody came up to her and wanted to add a sandwich, or I don't know.
Right,
It doesn't matter. You don't treat
right.
people like that.
Right.
But
You
so
don't
her
treat people like
kids
that.
must have been with her. So she wasn't only Karening herself onto another flight. She was Karening other people too.
Yeah. The interesting thing to me is, why haven't we seen Bill Aiden? Like, was he going with her?
Bill is in the pool house with the pharma
hiding.
rep.
Yeah, hiding.
She's
Yeah.
going to damage his business.
She's
gonna
already.
fuck his business.
She has already. Can you hear that? Toronto. Luggage, air tags, still in Toronto. Plenty of room, and they wouldn't let her.
Does she think she's like Teresa, where she's got fans who will blindly like defend her? Because she doesn't. You're not Teresa. You don't have fans who are going to be like, people hate you, and now more people are going to hate you because
You know
of
what
who
I
you
thought
are.
is when I saw this post, I thought to myself, well, you know what? There you go. All the people who had something negative to say about our post when we were discussing Jen Aiden and a filter and blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. Just a
Yep.
random post that we made that people still constantly have shit to say about. I thought to myself, like, you know what? Well, there you go. This is who you're defending, people.
That's right.
So if you'd like to continue on that path, feel free.
God bless.
Feel free.
Honestly,
I feel bad for her children.
I do too.
I feel bad for her children. And one of the things Danielle Cabral said in her post was that, like, now she feels like the world is seeing really what she had to deal with last season.
Mm-hmm.
And when she finally realized at that party, when she said to her, I should have listened to what people said about you. You're dirty. You're dirty. I can't do it as good as she can, but you're dirty. This is what she meant. And as soon as she saw her true colors, first of all, she was hurt because she really was friends with her. She was hurt.
I think what she was saying was, I think she went into her second season not being a soldier. And when she made that choice, and she said 2 cast members started treating her differently. So we know who the other one was. But the other one isn't going to do her own dirty work. That's what she's got Jennifer Aiden to do. So that's why Jen was coming for Danielle the whole second season, because Danielle put up boundaries.
Right. And she was also lying about Danielle's character, saying that she was not treating people well, service
not
workers
paying
well.
her hairdresser.
Right. When meanwhile, the one who's not treating service workers well is Jen Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
And not only does it come out, but she puts it out there. So not only does she not think it's wrong, she thinks it's great to put it out there. Like, it's one thing if you did it and like, oh, I didn't want that out there. She's the one who put it out there.
It's unbelievable to me. And then after the Jersey Mike's thing, people are coming so hard for you. Then you do the luggage thing.
Right.
Like, she has no self-awareness, and we've said it
None.
a million times. She has
None.
no self-awareness. She thinks she is more than what she is. She thinks she has more fans than what she does. People do not like you. I honestly thought she must know she's fired and not coming back. Because if you were waiting to hear if you were going to be asked back to a show, would you do that?
Right. Would you behave like that? And you know what I thought too? Because a lot in some of the comments on social media, people were clapping back at us, being like, you guys are just jealous. Guess what? I'm very happy in
Yep.
my middle class life with my husband who thinks I'm the greatest thing since sliced
That's right.
fucking
With my
bread,
loyal husband.
with my loyal husband who loves me. And you know what? I'm not a dick to anybody unless you're an extreme dick to me. So
I'm watching it.
there's no jealousy, and she can keep all her fucking bathrooms.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I could
Your
give a
Taj
shit.
Mahal house,
I'm
gaudy
very
as fuck. Keep
right.
it.
I'd rather be in my middle class 3-bedroom ranch and not be a dick than be you.
I'm watching it and I'm thinking, her poor kids, because I
That's
have
it.
a thing about doctor's offices. If I have a 1:00 appointment and I'm sitting in your waiting room and 1:30 rolls around and you have not even told me that I'm going to be seen soon or whatever, I get up and I say something. And my kids watch that clock
Yeah, because they know.
petrified, because they fucking know once we hit the 30-minute mark,
Yeah.
I'm going in.
Yeah, as you well should, because
So
your
my
time is just as
kids,
valuable.
like, that's the worst thing they have to deal with. And this woman is berating a 62-year-old woman who's just trying to make a living at Newark Airport.
Right. She's trying
She's
to
the
make
worst kind of human.
I feel bad for her.
I do too. I do too. Because you know what? Even the daughter of that woman said that she's praying for her. And maybe we should be praying for her too. Because
Maybe.
honestly, she's obviously got some sort of problem.
She certainly does.
I mean, we know we say hurt people, but that doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Nuh-uh. Now, did you see that? I don't know where she went to say this, but Teresa it was just in a post somewhere that she just told somebody. I don't know if she was on Kim D's podcast. I think they just keep doing each other's because nobody else will probably have them on. Well, all about the real bullshit with having them on.
Yeah.
And Teresa told a story how she bought her brother a truck and it caused a problem in her marriage. And something else about Joe Gorga. And I thought, my God, stop talking about them. They don't talk about you. I listen to Melissa's podcast all the time. She does not talk. She might talk about the show, but she doesn't specifically talk about her. Like, why is she still talking about them? To me, you're just sealing your fate. Again, if you're waiting to be asked back to a show and you're trying to prove that you can film with other people, because that's the problem. That's the holdup. Let's face it. You're not proving that you can film with somebody if you're still talking negatively about them while you're not filming.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's absolutely true. I don't get it. But I have a question. Where are our sprinkle cookies?
I don't know.
Melissa Gorga, where are our fucking cookies?
And I have seen people say things online about not getting them. But I mean, again, other people are like, well, it's not like she's baking them in her basement and mailing them out herself. It's the bakery. And I'm sure this bakery had no idea they were going to get the amount of orders they got. I'm sure
I did see her post about that. She did put a post up from vacation that really, actually, the problem was they ran out of boxes. So the co-packer was waiting for more boxes to show up so that they will all be fulfilled, all the orders that were accepted. And now they have ordered so many supplies so that when they put them back out again, this problem shouldn't happen. And they, like you said, they never expected that they would sell this many cookies. But
right. Yeah. And it's growing pains. It's a, it's a business that she just started. So, I would more or less put that on the fault of who she collaborated with, her baker.
Yeah, it's definitely,
She doesn't know, what to expect. She just knows that, okay, I collaborated with a bakery to make sprinkle cookies and I slapped my name on it. So really, I put the fault on whoever she collaborated with as a
I mean, you could
baker.
put, yeah, but her name is on it. So that's who's going to get the blame. I mean, that's how
Absolutely.
that
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
her
yeah.
name on it. So she's the one
Right.
who's going to get the blame.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get them. I
Yeah.
do think that she had a lot of
We'll get
input
them.
on them. Yeah, no, we will. I do think she had a lot of input on the cookies. I don't think she just slapped her name on them. I think that she really, she talks about that there's an almond, and Bethany talks about it. There's like an almond kind of flavor to them.
Well,
Yeah.
And the sprinkles.
I've seen some reviews and they look good. And you know
Yeah.
me, I am a baker and
Yeah.
I am a sweets person.
Mhm.
Wendy will tell you every time I come to her house, I'm like, what you got?
Yep.
What you got? What sweets
Has
you got?
Bill gotten back from Costco yet?
Yes.
What do
And
you got?
we
Where's
always
the
have sweets.
biscotti? What do you got? What do you got for me to take home to have with my milk?
Yes.
So I really can't wait to have them. Can't wait to have them because
We'll get them.
we will get
hoping they're
them.
going to be good. But I have seen some reviews, and the things that I've seen so far seem like they're good.
Yeah. So then the other big thing I've been seeing online is the lawsuit between Blake Lively and what I just, oh my goodness.
Baldoni.
Yes. Jason.
Yeah, Jason Baldoni.
Baldoni. Right. So I watched that movie. Did either of you watch the movie?
No, I did not watch them.
So I watched the movie. It Ends With Us, it's called. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I did think it was a pretty good movie. So initially when the movie came out, there was all this publicity that Blake and Jason were not speaking, that they said that there were creative differences.
Well, wait, is he the director or her co-star?
Both.
And the executive producer.
And she's an executive producer as well. They are both producers.
I did not realize that because I knew she
Yes.
was fighting with not fighting, but I knew there were creative differences.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was the same person.
So it is the same person. He starred in it. He was her co-star. He directed it. He's a producer. She's a producer. I've seen a lot.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. So that's what the initial thing was, is that it was creative differences and that they wouldn't be on the red carpet together and they weren't really talking to each other. So then shortly after that came out, the movie premiered. They were saying the creative differences were that Blake wanted it to be like a love story when really the story, I'm not giving anything away. I mean, we all know it's domestic
abuse.
violence,
Yeah.
right? He felt that she was trying to like romanticize that portion of it because they were in love and, and he didn't want that. He wanted to highlight that. And he wanted to actually donate a portion of the profits to domestic violence survivors.
Could see her wanting to, I mean, I think if someone stays in a domestic abusive relationship, it is because they are in love with that person. So I can see why she would want to emphasize that, right?
Right. I agree. And if that's all it was creative differences. But then we find out that's not really what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the lawsuit comes out from Blake Lively of sexual harassment against him. And there's other people that were on set that are named that witnessed it and also experienced it. Right. So now you're like, okay, what is going on? Is that really what's happening? And then just a couple days ago, he comes out with a lawsuit against the New York Times for slander and defamation. Because the story that they published about him is slanderous and defamatory. And supposedly, I did not see everything that was out there, but I did hear on, I don't know which podcast, but he has attached receipts to his lawsuit that shows text messages between him and Blake that kind of dispute the story that was written. Like full text messages. Like where I think she put...
He's suing Page 6?
Oh, I think it's the New York Times.
Okay. So is
I could
he
be wrong.
suing, like when they reported, because I didn't see any of that. When they reported, did they report like about the lawsuit, like about the complaint and what was in the complaint? Because that's not them rendering an opinion on him and being slanderous. That's just them reporting on a pleading that was filed in the court.
Well, what he is saying is that, listen, as a reporter, you do have to do some due diligence, right? You can't just report. And, we're actually going to talk about that in our next episode when we talk about the JonBenet Ramsey and how the media was involved in that. So,
Holy shit. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
right. So listen, as a journalist, as a professional, the media needs to do their due diligence. You can't just start. Yeah, it's the New York Times.
I'm
He's
just
suing the
saying,
New
like,
York Times.
the article reads that the complaint insinuates, or the complaint reads as. That's not them giving an opinion, them saying that they think he's guilty of it. They're just reporting on what are the contents of the pleading.
Apparently, that's not what they're reporting.
Okay.
Because otherwise he wouldn't have a basis to sue them. Now, again, I didn't read the complaints on either one. I'm just telling you what is out there. So hopefully Bravo Docket will break this down.
Yeah.
My initial reaction to all of this, based on the things that I have seen, and after watching all the information that we gathered for our next podcast about the JonBenet Ramsey, the media is complicit. And
Absolutely.
false reporting, they need to be held accountable for that. If that is what
They never have yet.
if that is what the New York Times did, and he has them dead to rights, he deserves to win. And now I'm not saying that he didn't do those other things. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying if he did do them that it's right. I'm saying that, like, this is an onion and there's a lot of layers to it. Us as watchers and viewers and just lay people in the general public, we have to be cautious in what we believe. And everything
Absolutely.
I'm saying right now is alleged, and I'm not making any accusations. I'm just saying there's a lot of contradictory statements out there. And just because someone says it doesn't mean it's true. Just because the New York Times reports it doesn't mean it's true.
But not only that, even if they did do what I'm saying, even if they did report on what is in the pleading, eventually this could go to trial, and eventually they may have to choose a jury. And there is a very large chance that anyone who could be up for selection for this jury will now know about what's inside that pleading because of what the New York Times reported on. Like, that's why the media is so careless. Because
Absolutely careless.
these people, they have to, some of these situations wind up in the court of law, and now the public opinion has already been swayed by the media.
Yeah.
It's very irresponsible.
It is irresponsible. And you know what, too, I find very irresponsible is, when you bring up anything that has to do with sexual harassment or sexual assault, anything that has to do with that, you better have your shit together. And I really hope that this is not a case of Blake Lively using that as her scapegoat. Because to me, that would be a true miscarriage of justice and facts. I really hope that she just didn't get her panties in a ruffle and just be like, I hope it wasn't a situation where it was like they both had the same roles in the film and both their egos got involved, and she just decided to, maybe he came at her at a certain way and she just decided to twist that knife, because there are a lot of really solid founded cases that really is the situation. And I certainly hope that she didn't. You know what I'm trying to say?
I feel like she's too smart for that, but I know what you're saying. And unfortunately, people are wrongly accused all the time.
Right. But, you have a situation where, supposedly she had this fit where She made it like he couldn't go to the premiere and couldn't, him and his whole family and the rest of the cast couldn't be in the same room as her in the same theater and blah, 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 blah. It's just, I'm
This
just
is
saying,
allegedly. We don't know.
yes,
This is okay.
right. I'm just saying it's a very serious subject and it should
Yeah.
not be bandied about unless it's for real. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
No, I completely agree. And the point I wanted to make about this whole thing is we need to not trust the media, and the media needs to be held accountable for what they're reporting, and not just saying, oh, well, I heard this or I have this reliable source. You need to fact check it. You need to fact check it. Listen, we are a podcast in our basement. Okay.
Right.
This is purely for entertainment. We are just talking about what we hear online, what we see online, what we read. We have full-time jobs. This is a side gig for us because we enjoy doing it. We are not getting paid for it. But these media outlets,
No, they're getting paid.
these are professional journalists, and this is what they do. So if they are going out and putting this out there, they better make sure what they're saying is factual. And that's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
We didn't even touch on this, and I can't believe we're already 44 minutes into this.
I
But
know.
let's just touch on this because we have to. The Dior bags, the Bethany Frankel Dior bags.
Yeah, you guys got to explain this all to me.
Oh, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a
Okay, so
problem.
Dior bags are code name for the drones. So Bethany Frankel did her first TikTok about, and she named them, and she talked about how somebody that she knows who is very high up on the inside reached out to her and said that this is real, and if I don't tell somebody and people I know that are close to this, something happens to them, I will feel really bad. It was a very kind of vague post that she put out there. That post is still out there if anyone wants to go look at it.
Why is she not calling them drones anymore? Was her stuff getting pulled down?
No, because she was told and it came down that you can't talk about this. So now the code word for it is Dior bags. And anybody, if you know, who listens to Bethany, there's been a lot of posts about the Dior bags. I mean, she was out on New Year's Eve down in Miami. We saw some Dior bags flying around in Miami. We've seen Dior
So
bags.
It's not just in Jersey anymore.
It's not.
No,
it's not just in Jersey. The latest thing I heard her talk about the Dior bags was if the government tells us that this is from China, then we're in trouble. Then we need to go.
Go where? Where?
I don't know. Going? I mean, maybe we can come to my base. Maybe we can come to the basement. I know we have enough here.
You definitely have enough food. Where the fuck are we going?
Oh, no. She didn't say where to go. I don't know.
Hey, Bethany, crack us all up then. The fuck?
Well, it is frightening.
What are they going to do? Start dropping bombs on us?
You know what? You don't know. That's the problem.
You don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know why they're there. It's very, very, very concerning.
My Nana was right. Technology is going to ruin this world.
Absolutely.
My Nana was right.
Absolutely. She was right. Nana was right.
Tessie Zazzarino knew it all.
As I have always said, it's going to be what it's going to be. Listen, Bob Marley was right. You cannot stop the time. You cannot stop the time. So whatever is unfolding, and you just have to pick the right side of the line.
Y'all better get
right with Jesus.
Oh, we're back to that. That's right.
It goes back to that.
It does go back to that. It does go back to that.
The lady online at the Mac counter at the Ocean County Mall said years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You better get
right with Jesus.
All right.
So
this was an interesting podcast, huh?
It was a good one.
Very interesting. How about the Walmart
the Workins, the Walmart Birkins,
the Walmart Birkins.
That's another interesting topic.
Very interesting topic. It's kind of like it kind of falls in line somewhat with Bethany's reality reckoning. Like if you think about reality reckoning, starting out with like a housewife, actor, actress thing, it really kind of keeps snowballing. I think that there's probably going to be a kind of backlash in 2025 in regard to the luxury market.
Didn't we talk about this on one of our podcasts months ago?
Who
How
knows?
people were going to stop like supporting.
Could be. I have no recollection, but it's actually.
Yeah, like even like famous people were coming out like don't support certain things. Well, like I think it was when that whole Balenciaga thing was going on.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
this is
listen,
the
I
thing.
can't support it because I can't fucking afford it.
We can't. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. But I will say
the Walmart bag.
I got my beautiful Tory Burch for Christmas from Eric, but I'm not getting a
very
Birkin.
nice.
I love my Tory Burch.
I didn't see your Tory Burch.
Oh, it's very nice.
I did not see it yet. All right, so I need to see it. So listen, we can't afford the Birkins. We can't afford Hermes.
No.
But like Bethany said, and our friend Tiffany Moon, housewife from Dallas, who Dallas is no longer, but I do love Tiffany, Dr. Tiffany Moon. Listen, if it's leather and it's a good quality and you like the bag, buy the bag. Buy the bag.
Exactly.
So I
exactly.
have ordered one of those leather bags, and we will wait and see when it comes, and we'll show you.
We'll
Let's
have
do
an
an unboxing.
We'll have an unboxing.
Yeah,
we will
let's do
have an unboxing. Yeah, because I do like luxury. Yes, I do. I really do. I am not so much that I need the name. I don't really need the name, but I do like. I love a good leather. I love a good quality product. I like a good quality product, and I can appreciate a nice leather bag. And I like pretty colors too. I like to switch it up. I don't like the same bag every day. I like to, switch it up.
All right.
So
I
see.
have a couple of questions for you guys.
Okay.
Let's see. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth?
You did this one already.
I did that
I
one
think
already.
we did do it.
Yeah. Pick a different one.
I like both, but I prefer crunchy.
Do you like to watch TV with or without subtitles? Do we do that one?
Oh, we did not do that. I mean, I need the subtitles if my family's around because I can't hear a damn thing because they're so loud.
Agreed.
I like
if I'm by myself, I just turn the damn volume up and listen.
Yes. Okay. Would you rather find out that you're a robot or that you live in the Matrix?
What's the Matrix?
Fuck me. All right. People,
I never watched the movie with Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry.
listeners, help Kelly out in the comments.
I don't know
please.
what the Matrix is.
Help Kelly out in the comments.
I'd rather be a robot.
I'd rather find out I'm living in the Matrix.
Okay.
Should fruit be allowed on pizza? Do we do that?
Well, we didn't, but I happen to like a Hawaiian pizza, so
Yeah.
I know people hate that. You either like that or you don't. There's
I
no
never
gray
had
area
it.
with
I
that.
really should not comment because
I
I
like
like
pineapple and
coffee
ham.
together, and I like pineapple, so I don't know.
Okay.
I might like it.
All right. Is McDonald's better than Wendy's?
Yeah.
No.
See, there you go. I think Wendy's is better than McDonald's.
I like McDonald's better. I don't eat it. I
Really?
don't
I
eat
think
both.
they're honestly, I'll be quick. I think they're both crap.
Yeah, I don't eat
Looking up.
either. But if I'm hungover, like a Big Mac was always my hangover go-to.
Okay.
I never thought about going to Wendy's.
I will say I do like a Happy Meal toy if it's something collectible. Let's just put that out there.
I like McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. I haven't had one in years, but I like them.
I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I probably didn't. Just a couple months ago, McDonald's Happy Meals had miniature Crocs, the shoes Crocs.
Nuh-uh.
I have them all. They're in my office. I collected all of them. I had to go to McDonald's every day and find out which Happy Meal toy they had.
And who ate McDonald's? Because you definitely did not.
No, I brought it home for the kids.
Yeah. Okay.
I brought it home for the kids. But it was cheaper to buy that.
Few French fries, but that's it.
Yeah, that was about it. It was cheaper to buy the Happy Meal. You can just buy the toy. I think the toy is $3 and the Happy Meal is $4. So I'll just buy the Happy Meal.
For sure.
And donate it. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Birkin bags, would you rather know how the world ends or when?
When?
Kelly.
When?
Lori?
How?
Really?
Wait,
what are you going to do with that information?
I don't know. What are you going to do with your information?
I'm going to prepare.
It's ending, so what fucking difference does it make?
If I know when, I can
like, is it
prepare.
ending in 100 years? Then I don't gotta
Right.
worry about it, and I just
Right.
live my life. Is it ending
Right.
tomorrow? Then I'm going out and I'm fucking spending all my money and I'm smoking my cigarettes and I'm drinking my wine and I'm not
You're
worrying
drinking your
about
wine,
dry
you're
January.
not
Dry January
Exactly.
can go fuck itself, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact.
Okay. Would you rather have $100,000 to spend on yourself or $1 million, but you can only spend it on others?
Oh, I'll take $1 million.
Me too.
I'll take $1 million and spend it on others. That's easy.
That's an easy one, right?
I mean, yeah, I would do the same.
All right. And that's all I got.
But when
That
I go
was good.
Christmas shopping for other people, I do pick a couple things up for myself. That's why I'm like, I like going to the mall. Eric's like, yeah, I know. I know. I like going to the mall and picking stuff out for Christmas for my kids, although most of what they want is online. But
Yeah. And then you can always come home with a Kelly bag on
exactly.
the side.
Right.
There you
Right.
go. And not the Kelly Birkin, just the Kelly from We Wine Whenever Kelly.
Right. Why is there a Kelly Birkin?
Yes. That's like the famous Birkin is the Kelly bag.
No, well, we're such losers. We don't even know. Well, there you go. Wait, we were
Now
laughing.
I'm going to have to at least look it up and see what it looks like.
Okay.
We were laughing tonight. Wendy.
Was I laughing too?
No. It was your son and I were laughing because I had a pair of gloves and I had them like folded up on each other, like rolled up, and your son thought it was my socks. And he goes, "Oh, you took your
Oh, I
socks
heard
off?"
him say that.
I said, "No, it's my gloves." But him and I were laughing so hard because they were from Kmart, my gloves.
That's a long time ago.
I mean, you have to let them know you were in my basement and you had the gloves on because
Yeah,
my basement
it
is
was
so
cold.
cold, which
Yeah,
is why I'm wearing this vest because there's no heat in the basement.
Right.
Yeah. I heard Matt go, are those your socks?
No, they were my gloves.
And honestly, with Lori, you never know.
You never know.
You never
It
know.
very well could have been her socks.
It could have been her
my
socks. And we're in New Jersey, and it's like 20 degrees
It's
out today.
cold
It
here,
is
man.
so cold in New Jersey. Like, I'm not kidding. It's cold.
And listen, this isn't going anywhere for like 10 days.
Yeah.
Like, we're locked into like a freezing temperature.
So we were originally trying to do our podcast live. Right now we're doing it separately in each other's homes, but we are so technologically challenged that we were having a very difficult time.
This is like the fifth time we've tried to do it in person.
Trying to do the podcast together in one location. So that's why we would be normally, if things worked out, we would be doing it in Wendy's basement freezing because there's no heat. So
stay tuned. We're going to make this happen. I wasn't going to
figure it out.
Yeah, I wasn't going to drink tonight, but after all those hours, I said, you know what? I'm having an espresso martini, and that's what I had.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll figure this out. Stay tuned for our next episode. We are going to do an in-depth on John Benet Ramsey and what we found out. And comment. Let us know what else you guys want to hear about. I mean, we've had 2 weeks now of no housewives. I know they're coming back. And we will be talking about housewives, but let us know what else you want to hear about. Because
some of the New York's definitely winding down.
Right.
I would imagine Salt Lake's getting there too, because they kind of started around the same time, I think.
And I have to say, any of the listening audience that listens to us regularly knows I'm not a huge housewife fan, but I am missing my Salt Lake, I gotta say.
Really?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible for me to admit that I can't wait for my Salt Lake to come back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It's a sad tale. It's a sad tale.
Now you know how I feel when Jersey's not on.
It's a sad tale.
Oh, wait. One last thing we didn't talk about. Paige and Craig.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
We said it back in November, right?
Yeah, and all the people on social media.
They didn't break up.
I can't believe you guys are talking about it.
I'm starting to wonder if they were ever dating at all. I don't believe a damn thing that comes out of Bravo anymore. They're the people putting out those blind items. They put out that blind item about them breaking up.
Okay,
and not being able to talk about it until both the shows are airing. And now guess what? Both the shows are getting ready to air. Well, Southern Charm's already on.
Southern Charm's already on, but I did listen to Paige and Hannah on Giggly Squad when Paige made the announcement. Did you listen to it?
No.
Okay. So I listened to the whole announcement. The entire episode was about this. That wasn't what the plan was. And
Yeah,
I
okay.
will say this, that Paige had nothing but nice things to say about Craig. She's like, I can't say one bad thing about him. And this is what I always thought. I know Kelly and I differed on this. I always thought that, listen, she's a New Yorker and she's a New York girl and her family's in New York and she was never going to go to South Carolina. He is a good guy. We all think he's a good guy, but let's face it. She's a catch. Paige is a catch. Not that Craig is not a catch, but in the Bravo world, Craig is a catch because the standard for men in Bravo is so low that Craig is so high.
True.
Right?
And did a whole 180 when like a good woman came into his life.
Yes. But Paige is top tier anyway. She can get any guy that she really wants now that she has the confidence. I think her problem was, because she does talk about this on the podcast, when she was 19, 20 years old, she was in a very abusive relationship, both mentally and physically. And she really did not have a lot of self-confidence. Although we didn't know that, she admits that like Craig really gave her the confidence that she needed. And he really like I said, she has nothing bad to say about him. He really treated her very well. It just was that they were going in two different directions. And that's what I said. Like although she is in her 30s and her biological clock is ticking, she didn't want to get married to somebody that she really wasn't ready to spend the rest of her life with, because his real happy place is in South Carolina, in Charleston. And her real happy place is in New York. So, I say she didn't want to settle, not that she's settling for Craig, but she would have been compromising really what was important to her at this point in her life. Yeah. She's good with her career. She has the self-confidence that she now needs that she didn't have. And she's okay with them. They're still friends. And like I said, she had nothing bad to say about him. That's what I got from listening to her.
I think he's going to be married in 2 years with a kid.
I mean, I would be surprised if that happens because, I don't think men have the same biological clock that women do.
I don't either, but I think that there's going to be a mass amount of good women who are going to seek him out. And I think he's going to find the right one. And I think that's what he wants. I think he wants to settle down and have kids. Like, he's very successful now and he can provide.
Yes. And good for him.
I hope he finds somebody so fucking amazing. I hope
she does too. I hope she does too.
And if she does, I hope she figures it out and doesn't lose them.
You were always so hard on Paige.
I think that, I don't know. Part of me thinks I don't even know if they were really dating, and it could be all made up from Bravo. Another part of me thinks that she strung him along.
See, I don't get that. I don't think she strung him along.
Did you see Craig and Austin? This was so funny. So when the scene where Craig asks her to go to, I think it's Delaware, where his parents live, and meet his parents. And it was very funny how Paige said it, but she was like, oh my God, you're obsessed with me. You love me. You want to marry me. And it was very funny when she said it. So I just saw a clip of Craig and Austin reenacting that scene and Austin
that's funny.
saying what Paige said. It was very funny.
I didn't see that, but that sounds funny. Was that last week's episode? Because I didn't watch last week's episode.
It wasn't on the episode. It was like a clip on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
It was either on Craig's or Austin's Instagram.
Well, listen,
they have a podcast.
Yeah, I wish both of them well. It's not an easy industry to be in for either one of them, and have a personal life and be in that Bravo stratosphere. I don't think that's an easy gig for anybody. And I've always talked about this. Like, I would never in a million years for all the money in the world want to make my living off of what's going on in my life. It just, to me, it's just a very foreign concept that I would want absolutely nothing to do with. So I just think it's a very difficult world to navigate and live in. And I'm just really glad, and I'm just very happy to be poor in my own little
I
situation.
totally agree with you.
and not have to be in that stratosphere, because I just think it's a real hard place to
Wendy's going in for
navigate.
a second espresso
I
martini.
do. I have
Go,
it down
girl.
here. I might as well pour it, right?
You might as well do
I
it.
will give Paige credit for this, though, because I don't think it's very easy to break up with somebody, especially when you're a public figure, your significant other is a public figure, you have a nickname for you, Crage, or whatever it was. Like, I don't think it's an easy thing to do. So I give her credit for doing it, if that's what really happened.
I think
Really happened.
I think that's what really happened. All right, there's one other thing I want to bring up because I know I'll forget if we wait. Another podcast I listen to, another duo I love is Humble Brag, and that's Crystal Minkoff and Cynthia Bailey. It was their New Year's podcast. I believe that they recorded it last year, though, but they were talking about the new year. And I'm sure you saw that Cynthia Bailey is now the spokesperson for Weight Watchers, and we are going to watch her on her
I
Weight
didn't
Watchers.
see that.
So that came out on like New Year's Day. She's going on Weight Watchers and she's going to be the spokesperson. But on the podcast that I listened to, which they recorded before the new year, she had said that we're going to go on this journey with her to lose weight, that she had just recently gone to the doctor and she weighed more than she ever weighed in her entire life. And she gave us her number. I think it was 206 pounds. And she's
very tall, though.
She's very tall. She's a size 12. She gave us her number. And her and Crystal talked about it because we know Crystal's had an eating disorder since she was 12 years old. Crystal they were both very honest. This is why I love this podcast.
Yeah, I have to start listening to them.
You have to listen to it. Lori, you would love it too. You really have to listen to it. Cynthia Bailey is, I believe, our age. She is 57. And, it's hard to lose weight once you go through menopause. It's hard.
Let me tell you something. Menopause is no joke. Like, I have on like a 3-day heart monitor. Like, it is I got extra beats going on. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going? Menopause is no joke.
It's no joke.
Spent between Thanksgiving and Christmas just crying. And I'm like, my God, like, what in the hell is going on? Menopause is no joke, people.
Mm-hmm.
And the weight issue is no joke. I mean, I'm doing like 3 miles every day on the treadmill and nothing is happening. It's no joke. It is not an easy journey.
No, it's absolutely not. So she was talking about that. She's talking about her breast implants. She's going to have them removed and she's going to bring us on that journey with her. She's going to bring all of her podcast listeners on this healthy 2025 journey with her. And I'm here for it. And Crystal was right there by her side. And, when they sit down and they talk, it's like when we sit down and we talk, just like we're doing right now. They have honest conversations. They wind up crying. They wind up going off in one direction when they started out in this direction. Honestly, it's like listening to us talk if we were millionaires.
Right. There you go.
We're not.
Different tax bracket.
But I can still relate to them because everything they're saying, with the exception of the money, and because they talk about like the fabulous parties that they have, like Crystal Minkoff is like the party planner extraordinaire, and how she like plans the parties and who she sits next to who, and she does these oh my gosh, Laura, you have to listen to the podcast. Seriously.
Yeah, I would love that.
It's such a good podcast. It's called Humble Brag. It's new. I think they've maybe only done 10 or 11 episodes.
I just followed them, so it'll come up on my podcast.
Yeah, I listen to them every week. They drop an episode. They start out on...
I always liked Krista.
Me too. I don't know why they got rid of her. I liked her.
Well, we talked about it. They got rid of her because Beverly Hills is lifestyle, and she wasn't really about showing the lifestyle. She was about like funny, Although she grew up with money and she's married to, Rob Minkoff, and she's very, very wealthy. She talks about why she became a philanthropist. It's just such a good podcast. It's such a good podcast. So I encourage our listeners to check that out and follow their journey along with ours.
So she did a thing with Weight Watchers. And
she partnered with Weight Watchers. And I don't know if you saw, so Weight Watchers has just partnered with I don't know what medical facility, but they're going to be doing like the Ozempic shots. I don't know
They
if it's
already were,
Ozempic.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
so it's like,
started promoting that last year. People were
yeah,
pissed.
yeah. I'm going to tell you this. I've read a lot about it. I've seen a lot about it. I've heard a lot of celebrities talk about it. I heard Marge talk about it. I heard Jen Fessler talk about it. These are people that have been very honest about
Yeah.
what their journey was. These aren't people that were morbidly obese. These are people that, wanted to lose 20 or 30 pounds and had a hard time after menopause, our age. I've heard people talk about it. Oprah did a special on it. We know Oprah did it. I know. I heard, listen, there are positives and there are negatives.
With
And
anything.
with anything. Some of the latest information I've heard, which I find very interesting and I want to do a little more research on, is that it helps with dementia.
I saw that.
Yes.
Interesting.
Saw that.
I
yeah.
thought that was very interesting too. It helps with dementia. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. How does that? It has something to do with your blood sugar levels and keeping them level and keeping your body balanced. I don't know the science of it, but I said, well, that's interesting. Other things I've heard when I was watching the Oprah special was people said it's not even like if you are a foodie and you've always loved food. I'm not a foodie, so this doesn't really apply to me, but I do know a lot of people who love food.
Yeah. Me and Kelly like
Once you start these shots, there's no food noise in your head. You don't think about food. So it affects your brain. It affects the chemistry in your brain that you're not thinking about food. There's no food noise.
right. There's no because when you're a foodie, it's an enjoyment. Like you really like it. You appreciate it. You're into it. You like your food, and you almost have a relationship with it.
Right.
And I
And
think
it's like
that,
you're high, right? It's like you're high. So people
well, I
that,
wouldn't go that far.
all right. But people that are foodies and that food has been a big part of their life that have done these shots have said that they no longer have this food noise in their brain. So it's not only that you lose weight, but it changes the way you think about food.
Well, yeah, it changes your relationship with food, which is what I was
Right.
saying.
Right.
Foodies tend to have this relationship with food. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of that comes from maybe how you grew up. Like
I'm sure.
it's a source of comfort. It's a source of stability. It's a source of pleasure. It's something that it's a source of comfort.
Right.
So I think that you tend to have this different relationship with food. And you're right, that something like that would really change that.
So, I'm just putting it out there. We're going to watch Cynthia on this journey. She is partnered with Weight Watchers. I don't know if she's going to be doing these shots or not, but if she is, she's going to tell us about it and she's going to be honest with us. And that's what I like about, certain people, that they tell us what they're doing, like Marge did, like Jen Fessler did,
Yeah.
like these other celebrities. They said, this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it. And this is what happens.
Right.
Jen Fessler was so honest to tell us that she wound up in the hospital with a
Right.
bowel blockage. And, that is a
And
side
still
effect.
stayed on it.
And still stayed on it and still felt that strongly about it. And listen, that's her journey. We started this podcast off with, we all have our own journey and we all take our own paths, and you just have to do what's right for you. Right?
Yep. Baby steps.
That's it.
Right.
Baby steps.
All right. We're on an hour and almost in 15.
All right. Goodbye.
We got to wrap it up.
I think they're done with this.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done. All right. So
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.